Hi, everybody. I'm Liz Downing, founder and CEO of Hapworth Consulting, and I've been in the industry for, I don't want to say, because it would make me seem old, but we're here to talk about from listings to loyalty, success on the Walmart marketplace. This webinar is lovingly hosted by Will Haire at BellaVix. Will, say hi.
Hey everybody, I'm Will, co-founder of BellaVix, and I'm here to talk about Walmart and getting up and advertising a little bit.
And we've got Ford Crane from TargetBay. Ford, say hello.
Bobby, thanks for joining us today.
And last but definitely not least, John Aspinall from Aspi Creative.
Hello.
This is John's like fourth webinar today, so it's fine.
This is the best one.
He saved
That's
the best
right.
for last.
So very enthusiastic.
So when we all were talking about having this webinar on LinkedIn, we talked about how Walmart is not Amazon. And that seems like a really obvious statement, but we all have been in the industry long enough and have worked with enough brands that thought they could just import their strategy from Amazon straight over to Walmart.com with no hiccups, no problems, and that it would be just as successful of a channel. But what we've learned over the years is that that's not the case. Walmart is different. And so we're going to talk about some of those differences and lead you toward success in the different channels. So first, it starts with the listing. So John, what are some of the key differences between branding on Amazon versus Walmart?
I love that question. And I'm going to go directly to the visual
Nice.
because I think it's super compelling to kind of understand that. So dude wipes, love dude wipes, can't live without dude wipes, at least for me. It looks much different, much differently, much more different on Walmart than it does on Amazon. This is a very good thing because I have them both pulled up here, right? This is Dude Wipes on Amazon over here. You see how it's kind of just
Mhm.
it's just living there. It's almost like it's on a shelf in a store. But on Walmart, I think this is very cool. I have yet to put my finger on it if this can be parlayed into any brand, any person, or if they're just the Mondo exclusive club. But I have seen this in numerous other places in different categories. But I think that Walmart understands merchandising. I mean, they're the biggest brick and mortar store business around, right? So if anyone understands merchandising and speaks my love language of merchandising, it's Walmart, and it's nice to see that they're actually parlaying this on the actual .com because this is
John,
yeah.
if I could chime in, what I love that I'm seeing here is the main image difference. Like you have to overlay and get real creative on Amazon, but right here, 240 extra large wipes. It's not attached to anything. It's a call out, and there's a lot of white space, which is much different than it is on Amazon for sure.
And if you tried to pull this on Amazon, you are getting a suppressed image suppression before you can say extra large flushable wipes. Your listing will be suppressed. And I really think it's very refreshing. And but also understanding, and we're going to get into this, I might get ahead of myself, that there's a big difference in a Walmart customer and an Amazon customer. People think that it's apples, just drop it here, drop it there. It's not. And I'll talk more about this in a little bit. I'll stop screen sharing, but Dude Wipes does do merchandising on the image stack much differently on Amazon than they do on Walmart. And I think it's because of that ICP and that customer.
Well, so this is unscripted, audience, just so you know, and I'm drunk with power on how I'm able to lead the conversation. So, John, question. When you prepared both of those windows, the
Mhm.
Amazon versus the Walmart, did you just
Mhm.
type in dude wipes? That was the search term for both?
Yeah, I guess you're going with it. Why I saw just Dude Wipes on Walmart versus I saw a competition as well on Amazon.
Yeah, and Will might know the answer to that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, to jump in, there's obviously you notice in John's screen those top placements. That's an in-grid experience. And right up top, those are the sponsored brand equivalent. I think they're carousel ads on Walmart. And you can see here, so Dude Wipes is bidding on their own brand, and they're using the carousel ads to showcase their Their logo, similar sponsor brand, a little bit of text, and then you have your three images that you're showcasing. And then right below that, and John, I appreciate the visuals. Teamwork makes the dream work, guys. We have our in-grid advertising ads. So Dude Wipes is protecting their brand, and this is what we'd recommend for anybody who's advertising, especially someone or a brand as large as Dude Wipes, where there's definitely going to be people wanting to eat up some of that brand equity and some of that market share. And compared to Amazon, you're there. It's a lot more competition. There's a lot more brands associated with it, and so here you can see that Dude Wipes does show up first, but they're generally not going to showcase three or four of the same products. They want to get that versatility, or excuse me, the variety of brands showcasing on Amazon. So that's a big difference. And you could tell, like, the brand experience on Walmart is going to be much different, just based on how it is compared to Amazon.
I just want to say this one quick thing, and then we'll get off Amazon. Isn't it interesting how that should be sponsored slot one? That's an organic listing.
Mm,
That's
okay.
not sponsored. The first slot there, that's organic.
That's
That
that's overall that's the badge right there, taking full impact.
yeah, like you don't see that a lot where it's like the organic will supersede the paid. But yeah, this is a lot more targeted towards I typed in Dude Wipes. I want to see Dude Wipes. I want to see nothing but Dude Wipes. I don't want to see the other people's wipes. I want to see Dude Wipes. And I think that experience is really tailored and looks really good.
So I know that Amazon's algorithm ranks listings there are a bunch of different factors that go into how Amazon's algorithm works. And one of those is reviews. Has Walmart gotten to the point where it has an algorithm that cares about the number of reviews a product has? Ford, do you know that? Will, do you know that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. So I'm looking for somebody who knows the answer to that.
I got you, Liz.
All right.
100%. Yeah, so Walmart's algorithm it definitely prioritizes listings with reviews. Brands often struggle because they don't have enough reviews on Walmart. And I mean, even from my own shopping experience, uh, those seeing those review stars next to a listing, especially when you're looking at it in grid, uh, that can oftentimes make all the difference whether you're getting that click through. And so, furthermore, I think as you do click into the product, the actual review content is oftentimes one of the first places that shoppers will go to validate their interest in the product. Um, having reviews for your products, uh, it leads to better rankings, that increased click-through rate, better conversions. And one of the ways that TargetBay helps with that specifically is we're actually an exclusive Walmart review syndication partner. So if you're a brand out there, a marketplace seller, and you have either existing reviews for your products on your e-commerce site or elsewhere, or say you don't have the reviews but you'd like them. That's something that we can help with too. But with our Walmart review syndication partnership or integration, TargetBay actually will take the reviews from your e-commerce site, your customer feedback, and syndicate them onto Walmart.com. So that helps to increase the number of reviews that are there, that review count. And of course, the content there is helping to improve search relevancy. It's helping to build trust with your customers. And we've seen a number of our target-based customers see some really impressive results from that, which
I
I'm
bet.
happy to dive into some of those real world examples here.
Well, let's wait on that for a second because we're still in theory. Like we're
Sure.
in doing the math right here. So,
100%.
first of all, I think that's really nice that Walmart made that available because I guess they said, okay, we're going to have third-party sellers, we're going to have a marketplace. Reviews are a big deal on Amazon. We're kind of new, they're kind of new, so they're new to our marketplace. And so, if they've got reviews on their, they obviously you can't syndicate Amazon reviews, but if they've got reviews on their Shopify site, their WooCommerce site, or whatever, that can get right over on that listing. Will, question. I know that with Amazon advertising strategy, sometimes you can find keywords in reviews to use to help you come up with the right keywords
Mhm.
for ads on Amazon. Do you do the same thing for Walmart? And do you think that being able to syndicate reviews from other marketplaces helps or hurts when you're coming up with a keyword strategy for Walmart advertising?
It definitely helps for sure. And what I will say, reviews are they're paramount. They're really important to the entire process. And what Walmart, similar to Amazon's looking for, it's sales velocity. And so like we all know this at this point, is that if I have a listing with 2 stars and I'm trying to advertise it or I'm trying to get it to rank organically, it's going to be a harder journey to get that sale because the reality is like you're not a validated product, you don't have a large audience. Can I trust that this product is going to do what it says it's going to do? Whereas in, having a product with 2,000 reviews, like that's an easier sell. They're like, oh my God, 4.5 stars. All these people are raving about it. What's nice about the negative reviews, like you can, and this probably ties more to what John does, you can position your product in such a way that it addresses some of the shortfalls of maybe more popular products. And to tie it to Ford, I'm bouncing all over the place. What's been challenging on Amazon specifically that's different from Walmart is the ability to acquire reviews. Both platforms have very tight terms of service. You still can't pay somebody to go buy a review, but what the difference is like in Amazon's case, like you have to get the sale on Amazon, you have to request a review, you have to give a really good customer experience while you're already doing that on your website. So like a real advantage that Walmart gives us that Amazon doesn't have is like the ability to say, "Hey, you already have a website. You've been doing this. We want these products and this variety on our platform. We'll help validate your product." And that's a huge difference, and it does make it easier to get conversion rates and to improve sales velocity.
We have a question. I want to get back to John in a second because I have a big question about main images. But we have two questions about reviews. So one is, what are the most effective ways to increase the volume of verified reviews on Walmart.com? And I have got a question about that. And how can I respond strategically to negative reviews to maintain brand credibility? So walking back to the first part of that question, how do I increase verified reviews? Are verified reviews on Walmart the same as verified reviews on Amazon in that you have to have purchased it through Amazon to get a verified purchase review? Or verified reviews on Walmart reviews that only come from purchases that came from Walmart.com? Do I need to ask that question slower?
Ford, you got that one?
So verified purchase reviews on Amazon are orders
Yeah.
that the reviews on orders that have occurred on Amazon.com. Are verified reviews on Walmart only for orders that were ordered through Walmart.com?
I believe that if they're syndicated, it will say so. But they are also verified purchases through uh, that other channel, being the e-commerce site. I think the best way to increase those uh, is automation. One way that you can help to increase that number of reviews, which count the same as uh, your verified reviews, especially when at a glance shoppers are looking at that star rating from a search page or a in grid or scrolling down to check out the content. It's they're right there alongside. So uh, being able to automate your review request on at strategic points inside the customer journey, upon delivery, or say 24 hours to a week after delivery, is a great time to be asking for that customer feedback. But I think the uh, biggest way that I would recommend increasing the number of reviews would be definitely syndicate if that's an option for you. If you're a brand with an e-commerce website, look to leverage your existing reviews, and then to gain new reviews, automation.
If I could chime in too, I think what I really like about a solution like TargetBay is that it will continuously import reviews from my website over to Walmart. So right now, what I've seen is that there's not a lot of mechanisms for us to acquire reviews. So like there's the typical like product package insert that maybe has a link or something that makes a QR code that makes it easy for somebody who purchased a product to go leave a review somewhere. And then Walmart has a feature that I think it's like 7 days after the purchase, it'll automatically send out an email saying, "Hey, did you like this product? Leave us a review." But there's generally no personalization. And I'm unaware, and this could just be we don't use it, of a post-purchase email sequence, which was popular in the early days of Amazon before everybody stopped receiving those emails. But a strategic advantage that you would have using a solution like TargetBay is the ability to, as you continue to grow your website, as you continue to get more reviews on that website, that a portion of those will transfer over and you'll continue to grow the validation on that listing. I am unaware of an impact of verified reviews versus unverified reviews. At the end of the day, I think most of the customers are just looking to see, is the product overwhelmingly positively reviewed, and what is the count of those reviews? And I think that's going to lead to better, that is what leads to better conversions. But I don't have data to support verified versus unverified.
Doesn't well, we can add that to a list of things to follow up on with our follow-up content to give more value to our attendees. Doesn't Walmart Marketplace also have a like a program similar to Amazon Vine?
They do. Yep.
Yes, the review accelerator, is that right?
Nailed it. Yes, they do. And I left that out. Good call, Liz. You've been doing your homework as well. Yeah, they have the review. It's much more, it's the same price as it is on Amazon. So Amazon, it's like $200 for 30 reviews, but on Walmart, it's $200 for 20 reviews. So it is slightly more expensive than Amazon, but you will get, essentially the equivalent of Walmart influencers slash shoppers. They will buy your product or they get your product for free and they leave an unbiased review on what they thought of the product.
It's super, for brands that use it for Vine, it worked out really well. I only talked to like probably 2 out of 100 brands that said no, Vine sucks. So I think if you're really struggling to get reviews, that's a good thing to do. The second part of this attendee's question was, how do I respond strategically to negative reviews to maintain brand credibility? And I came from the Amazon review space where there's so many rules about what you can and cannot say to your shoppers. So I would say, Ford, if you want to chime in on how to respond, but from my perspective, do it politely and try to solve the problem and don't break any rules. So if Walmart Marketplace has any rules about what you are and are not allowed to say to your shoppers, follow the rules, but be contrite and try to make it right. Our review replies public? I think they are on Walmart.
That is correct. They are public.
So respond to it like everybody's going to see what you said, because and I
They
know like
will.
when I go, like if I go look at a restaurant and I look at the Google reviews and someone has said something about it, when the restaurant responds, I feel better about that negative review when they're like,
I'm not to interrupt you. I'm from New York. It's a bad habit. I was literally on the tip of my tongue about to say, I dislike when the owner of like a restaurant goes and then replies to the comment, because 9 out of 10 times what I'll see is they're trying to like combat what they're saying. Like if they said like the fries were cold, you came in on a bad day, or why was the seat torn up or whatever. So I'm in the camp of, if I see someone replying back to it, either it's going to be a pre-canned message and it's just like whatever, it's just filler, and I does that weigh on me like they care or not? I don't know. I'm just maybe it's jaded New Yorker. I'm just like, like
Well, I'll tell you, in
I,
West Virginia, where I live, businesses live or die by their Google reviews. So if a business doesn't respond and say, hey, let's talk about this, I think that's another thing you can do on Walmart too, is you can say, hey, let's talk about this and see how to solve the problem together. When that happens but yeah, I think New York's way different, John.
but then not to derail real quick, because if I don't say this, I'm going to explode. It says a verified purchase on Walmart. This reviewer bought this item from Walmart online or in store. How do they track if you buy it in store to then go and leave a review?
Well, when I buy in store, I scan and go.
I think it's tied to your phone number, your email, because they also do attributed sales through advertising, and somebody could view an ad or click on an ad and then purchase. Attributed sales as in-store purchases, as well as, they clicked on this item, but they ended up buying another item in my catalog. So they are tying that together. It's got to be phone numbers and email addresses when you check out. That's the only way that I know about it, but who knows? Maybe Big Brother's just in your phone.
Well,
or a code if they provide something like that. Um, but I think on the negative review front, back to like building your brand, I think doing so professionally, but also letting some of your brand voice come through
Hmm.
can go a long way. When I see, and everyone has their personal preferences, as seen here, between John and Liz. But I think at the end of the day, if a brand is engaging with their shoppers through the good and the bad, and letting their brand identity come in through in those engagements, that's gonna go an extremely long way in helping to to build a memorable brand experience for your shoppers. Because even if the review is negative, the takeaway from that reading through the reply is, okay, you know, everyone will get a bad review here and there for just about anything, but this brand is taking the time to not only respond and consider these points, but also having that indication that there's a memorable uh, brand voice or experience coming through is a very impactful.
unless you live in New York.
Sure.
Kidding.
Well, the funny thing is just touching on, since we're talking about Walmart, there is no Walmart in New York City. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Do you know why?
Learn something new every day.
Why?
The socioeconomic standards in New York City is much higher than what they'd expect from a Walmart customer.
New York City is pro rah rah, ride till they die, unionized. So that's a big stickler for like Walmart. So for me to have to go to Walmart to Wally World, I have to go over the bridge to New Jersey. I literally have to go to a different state.
No,
Yeah.
not
Fun.
New Jersey.
Oh, God.
Come on, New Jersey's nice. I want to talk. Okay, so we have one other question.
Real quick, Liz, I did want to mention, I'd feel bad if I didn't throw this out there. For that first part of increasing reviews, one other strategy that you can use, anonymous attendee, that's going to be incentivizing your customers to actually leave those reviews. And you can do that by building that into a loyalty or rewards program. Keep in mind that if you're syndicating reviews from uh, an e-commerce site, your website, and one thing that you can do is within that rewards program, you can offer rewards points, or whether it be a discount or some sort of special offer. You can actually incentivize your customers to not only leave reviews, but also leave picture or video reviews by upping the ante there.
You can
That
do
that
that.
UGC goes a long way.
You,
Absolutely.
you can't do
Target
that on
and
Amazon.
just to set some context here, if you're not familiar with TargetBay, we offer a product suite with Bay Engage, email and SMS marketing, Bay Reviews is reviews and UGC management. And then our third solution is Bay Rewards, loyalty and retention solution. They are all modular yet integrated, but the real power is using them together. And so setting up your loyalty program and this doesn't have to be with TargetBay. This could be your selected provider or multiple providers. But with and either of those, incentivizing your customers to leave a review, and then again, maybe a bit bigger of a reward for leaving that extra UGC with images and videos is a great way to increase the volume of reviews.
Wow.
Just wanted to add that point.
Amazon there used to be an incentivized review thing with Amazon, but ReviewGate happened in 2016 and that went away. I want to talk a little bit about main images because John is the main image whisperer, goat, main image guy. But first, somebody asked if a product is selling really well with positive reviews on Amazon, does Walmart pick up on that? I don't think he's asking, do the reviews syndicate on to Walmart? I think it's asking, does Walmart factor that in?
I
Well,
don't believe it does. Yeah,
I
John,
don't
you
think it
can
does
answer it. But they're two separate platforms, two separate businesses.
yeah.
So there'll be some spillover in terms of brand equity wherever you're advertising, marketing your product. Shoppers are gonna shop and purchase wherever they want to purchase. But in terms of them speaking together, no. The only way to improve your ranking through the Walmart algorithms is sales. And it's same on Amazon. If you sell well for specific root keywords, you'll rank
build
better, you'll show up
Yeah.
organically, make that money.
you got to build it. And the first step to building it is getting your listing right. And the most important part of your listing
Hmm.
is what, John? What is it?
It's your last image. No, it's the hero image, the main image. And it really is, right? But going back a little bit to what you said before, I hear that if I was to count how many people I spoke to that had like really good, bless you, really good success on Amazon and went to Walmart and then gave up.
Mm.
It's actually it's you're a quitter, right? Because in essence, you think that it's like getting in a Ferrari and then getting in a Lamborghini and expecting they're both going to operate the same. They're both going to do it this way. This is going to turn this way. This is going to turn. There's nuances to it, right?
Yeah.
And you have to have. I'll say it again. I'll say it one more time, probably 6 more times on this call. Not every product is an Amazon product. Not every product is a Walmart
Mhm.
product. I think being self-aware and not falling into the trap of the omni channel. Oh, the omni channel. I must be everywhere, regardless if I'm selling or not. I think that if you are a moderately priced, need to have, not a want to have item that that can typically be purchased in a brick and mortar store like Walmart, and it serves like functionality purposes. I'm trying to get to that these kind of cheap China direct stuff, it doesn't really parlay that well on Walmart. I think it's because of the avatar. I think it's because of the consumer. I think it's because of the shopper. They're very pragmatic. They're very, humble, reasonable. Like you could see a lot of that in the merchandising as well. Like, when we talk about dude wipes and that kind of thing, it's very, very different. So the same kind of scammy stuff that's being sold on Amazon. And I think that's where the frustration comes from because they want the wham bam money from Amazon by selling this kind of stuff. But at Walmart, it's a little bit more not curated, but like, hey, it has to make sense for our shoppers. And I think that's a lot of people really value that, where it's like, okay, if it's not for me, it's not for me. It's not going to work out here. And I like that about Walmart.
That's a really good point, John. And to kind of chime in, like if you Walmart's been around much longer, let's just say 50 years for argument's sake, and it's been catering to brands like Johnson and Johnson and those like big brands that have a history. And what we have found so far on Walmart is like groceries, your toothbrushes, your toothpaste, like those product categories tend to do really well because they're shopping anyway on those, and the experience still is more of a 1P experience. Does it make sense to have those type of products and the Walmart shoppers going in and they're buying their consumable items, which is why certain categories kill it and other categories are a little more challenging.
Yeah, it's just an ease of what Walmart's done is something Amazon could never do, right? Because Amazon doesn't have brick and mortar stores. What
Mhm.
Walmart's done is taken the Walmart in-store experience and then it's just said, stay home. Stay home. We got you. We'll send it to you. No problem. You know exactly what this is. It's the same stuff. You come in the store and get it. We got it for you. On Amazon, this ever happened to you guys where you go on Amazon looking for something and you get lost in the sauce and you're like 7 pages deep in something totally random that because you get distracted by all these things? I feel like with Walmart, it's purpose driven, right? I'm going there to get, my essentials, my this, my that. And oh, is there this new thing that's out there? Cool, no problem. Just like I would do in a Walmart store. I don't ever remember going into Walmart and be like, I don't need anything. What's going on here? Right? Like you go to Walmart with a purpose. And then if there's that added cool stuff, cool, that's great. I didn't know they had that. Great. But on Amazon, shopping on Walmart is like going into the Walmart store. Shopping on Amazon is like walking into like a bazaar or like a flea market or like a mall. And there's like a million tables everywhere. And you're just walking around. Maybe there's something I want. Maybe not. I'm just going around and looking. So I think it's a different type of customer.
The digital shelf is like too big at Amazon. It's too different. It's like the racks are not the same. There's glass racks and there's wire racks and there's some like wooden shelving over here and it's just
Some bins you just got to go through like that in the corner.
yeah, just piles of stuff on the floor. So we identified in our very, very helpful visual that you provided, John, that there are certain things that you're allowed to do in the main image of a Walmart listing that you're not allowed to do in an Amazon main image. We do have a question about enhanced media elements, but let's start with the basics first. What's the difference and what can you do on Walmart that you can't do on Amazon?
I'm going to preface this by saying I don't know. And the reason I say that is everyone has even Amazon has their guidelines. Side note, their guidelines is not terms of service. Anyway, I have to get that out. Otherwise, I just get all backed up with frustration. So understanding that, I'm pretty sure Walmart has the same idea of a clean image, but I can't say definitively they allow this, they allow that. What I would do would be the same thing as if I'm talking to someone on Amazon. If someone in your space is doing something and it's up and it's okay, sure, no problem. Even more so if it's a sponsored ad because they're going through more rigorous kind of, is this okay? Is this not okay? But from what I'm seeing, these call outs are like almost everywhere. Now, I don't know if it's, Procter and Gamble, the big companies are allowed some sort of secret Illuminati kind of thing, which is not a bad thing because that gives you like drive to get to the Illuminati level and then get those kind of things and call outs. But it's just very, very refreshing. I know that for a period of time, Walmart did not allow really in the earlier days when they launched the WFS, they were being really strict on nothing. It's probably like 3 or 4 years ago, nothing in the image, like just the product. Don't you dare put anything else. But I think that they've really grasped the merchandising end of it a little bit more. And as I see these big brand names, I'm seeing people replicate the kind of stuff. But again, it's the experience. You go to Amazon, you're just riddled with people just begging for your attention. We go back to the mall analogy. It's like those lotion guys in the kiosk, let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. It's like, no, no, no. Just show me the Tylenol. Like that's all I want to see is the acetaminophen. But no, but then but you have to do that on Amazon because everyone's one-upping each other. If it's not a race to the bottom on price, you have to just make it look amazing and throw all these visuals in. And then when everyone does it, you have to pivot. But it's super refreshing over here because you could feel like it's like, okay. And that call out on Dude Wipes is not like intrusive. It's not like it's all value. It's exactly what you need to know. How many wipes and what's the scent? I said it one time and I said flavor, and I was like, that's gross. No, scent, not flavor. Don't get those mixed up.
So 360-degree images, infographics, videos in the listing, how do they compare and impact to like the main product image?
So like the rich media?
Yeah, rich media. Like,
Yeah.
does it help a lot?
So rich media, from me going down the rabbit hole further and further into Wonderland, understanding is that you can only go through a certain number of people to get rich media. So when we talk about pros and cons, Amazon's like, here you go. You got brand registry. No problem. There's A+ content. You did this hack. You got premium A+. Go ahead. Do whatever you want to do. With Walmart, to get rich media, you have to go through one of the preferred partners. And I'm pretty sure, Will, maybe I think it's like 3 or 4 people. It's not like a lot of people.
Not many. And they're expensive too.
It's not a lot of people. And from apples to apples, just being frank, folks, apples to apples, Amazon's like premium A+ aesthetically does look a little bit better, but that doesn't always mean it's a good thing. Because if the intent of someone coming to Walmart is to purchase and just purchase with ease, a lot of that can get lost in the sauce with layers of images and videos and carousels and stuff. So I don't think it's something Walmart's not doing because they can't. I think it's something Walmart's not doing because they want to keep that in-store vibe of getting your essentials, getting what you need. But the 360 video, I still can't replicate it. I found it once. It's really cool. Have you seen like the 360 spin?
No.
In like rich media? It's actually, because that's why you have to go through these third parties, these select few people, because it's literally like a 360. Like it's not like still images that they just kind of taper around and stuff like that. Like it's a true 360, and it's actually really well done.
If I could chime in here too, we've had some experience working with some of the rich media content, and I don't think it moves the needle as much as it might be sold. I don't have an experience with 360-degree images, so that's a gap. But having the equivalent of the A+ content, it ended up being very expensive. And probably, John, you've seen the same thing. Like the biggest impact is going to be your main image. It's going to attract people to the listing. And then all the support images and videos. The videos are great for advertising. And if it's a product with any type of complexity, it's good to have a video of like how it works or lifestyle. But the infographics are helpful to showcase like unique properties or what make the unique selling proposition of the product. So like they all serve a purpose, but like, and John, you're probably gonna know this better than we do, but I would say the main image is, where I would put the most emphasis when we do split testing and when we're trying to figure out what's going to move the needle. It's going to be changes to the main image and slight tweaks to the title because we know those show up in search.
Like you'll see that, and I have so many friends in the creative space. So if they're listening and watching, just close your ears and walk away. You have to take the advice and the feedback about how a creative is going to perform from the right people. If you're taking the feedback from someone that's pitching you to do it, they're going to say, oh, it's CVR through the roof. 78% more people go down there. But you have to think about the last time you purchased something on Walmart, on Amazon. How far below the fold did you go? More importantly, where were you when you were doing it? Were you on your desktop or laptop, or were you on your phone? When you go, more purchases are made on the phone, right? For the most part, it's 2025. But now that that A plus or the rich media, it just got further down amongst ads, amongst everything else. So I've never gone below the fold on Walmart or Amazon or anything when I'm shopping and buying when I'm on my phone. Absolutely not. If you don't hit me in the hero, well, if you don't hit me in the hero, then I'm not clicking on the item. But if you don't hit me in your image stack, I'm gone. Because that's the do or die moment. That's sink or swim. Because if you don't give that to me right then and there, I'm on to the next one. Because people don't have time. They need to be forced. That's where strategical merchandising is a real thing. Just like prompt engineering wasn't a real thing until like a couple years ago. Now it's a real thing. Merchandising used to be a big thing in like the 80s when I was a kid, and merchandising the store window. Like that's the same idea. You have to merchandise and make it look inviting to come in. But it can't be, if you're merchandising the Macy's window, you just throw everything in the window. They're going to walk by and be like, is it Thanksgiving? Is it Easter? Is it what's going on here? I don't know. I see a lot of things, but I don't understand what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I think understanding that, yeah, it's you have to hit me. Yeah. Hero image stack, anything else below the fold is a nice to have. Above the fold is a need to have.
Speaking of above or below the fold, it would be terrible to work on a wonderfully merchandised store window and then have 4 people set tents up outside so that you can't see inside the window. So how do you get that listing at the very top of the search results so that people can see all the wonderful merchandise you've been doing, Will?
That's a great question, Liz. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all these marketplaces are a pay-to-play platform. As a 3P seller, the challenge is you're competing with all these 1P brands, which are going to inflate cost per click prices, because at the end of the day, they have to move product in store or they won't be in store. And so you are competing with, depending on your category, you're going to be competing with P&G, Johnson & Johnson, these enterprise brands that have been around for a very long time. But, you know, of all the cost per clicks, I think the average cost per click on a Walmart advertising is around 54 cents. It is by far the lowest. I don't know what TikTok is, but it's the lowest CPCs of all the major marketplaces that I'm aware of. So there's opportunity there. And it is nuanced. It's a lot different than advertising on Amazon, where you can be very granular. You can measure the demand a lot better. So like typically, if we talk about like real quick, like what's the process to advertise? We recommend starting with automatic campaigns. You're gonna show what you're indexing for. This is why SEO and having a good copy is important. But you'll be able to get data to see like where are there opportunities. And then from there, you could kind of go into, you know, keyword harvesting. You could create manual campaigns and you kind of drive down. It's changed a lot. It used to be I think a first auction where it's like if I offered $12 and the next lowest bid was $1, I'm paying $12 per bid. Thank God they changed that. I will now pay $1.01 per bid. So in the past, it was really challenging to monitor budgets and make sure that we are bidding efficiently. So they've made a ton of improvements there. And what I love is the bid multiplier. So like we now have the ability to make sure our sponsored brand shows up on page. Like you could show up on the home page of Walmart, where if you were going to do that on Amazon, it would take an act of God with a lot of money. Because like it's so expensive to do like a homepage takeover, but you can use bid modifiers on the back end to make sure that you're able to occupy the space with, you know, the different ad types that are available. So it's still not as robust as it is on Amazon. There's still some nuances with how you rank organically and how we can advertise your products, but they're making tremendous improvements. And to Liz's point, you don't want all those tents showing up. Dude Ranch, excuse me, Dude Wipes does
Dude
not want all
Ranch.
these other knockoffs showing up on their listings. So it is nice that you can play defense really hard and you can play the game.
I could not believe it when Walmart got its own native advertising and it was first price auction.
Mm.
I was just like, surely they're going to change that. Surely they're going to change that. And then it was big news and it was a big celebration and everybody was really happy. But I couldn't believe it started out that way. I was just like, wow. That made me think it's going to be a lot more expensive to advertise on Walmart, but it's turned out that it's not. So that's good news. So,
Hey, Liz, can we this question the
ooh,
advertising strategy differ when launching a new product? I just want to give my 2 cents on it, and I'm not a pro by any means when it comes to this kind of stuff. But from what I know, and from what I heard, and from what I've seen, typically, and again, I think this is what Walmart agrees as well. Amazon is a place where new product launches happen. I don't know if I've successfully seen a new brand launch on Walmart like out of nowhere. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I've always heard that adage where it's like brands are born on Amazon and then come to Walmart.
well, I think probably what they mean, and you can clarify, anonymous attendee, do you mean when you're first launching on Walmart? So, I mean, like
Okay.
it being an
Okay. Yeah.
existing brand on Amazon, but like it's brand new to Walmart. What would be the difference in starting advertising for that rather than something that's already a bestseller on Walmart Marketplace?
Got it.
Much
But
different.
you know where I was going with that, right?
I do.
Okay.
Or on Amazon.
Yeah, John, and you're right too. Website and Amazon's where to launch. And yeah, you're correct. Nice, Liz. So launching a new product, I could grab this one. You're going to want to start with automatic campaigns, get that data as mentioned before. It's no different. You want a retail ready listing to the best of your ability. So doing the Walmart version of Vine, it's escaping me at the moment. Liz, you mentioned it earlier.
I said it with
Uh,
words.
so that's the way to do it. And you don't need like a robust amount of reviews to compete. You know, having a really good main image, having optimized copy, um, is going to be where to start. And then you're going to want to play with your bid multipliers. You know, I would say, you probably want to avoid, I think it's called in stock, where you can, stock out. Stock out's more for like B2B plays. So unless you're stocking up, unless you're selling like 5 or 10 packs of your item, I would minimize my bids there. Depending on the competitors and the price point of your products, you might want to focus on specific brands that you can compete because you can't negate. So like that's the biggest challenge. So directing your funds more effectively. So like if I was launching a brand, a product within a brand, a lot of what I'll focus on is likely the carousel, because it's going to give me above that fold and I'll be able to showcase some products. And I'm going to focus on in-grid advertising because that also shows up above the fold. You can see by John's example, those advertisements are occupying those first 4 out of 5 spots that are available. And then I'll probably do a little buy box advertising on brands that I think I could steal customers away from. Once I get enough data to know what's effective and my ROAS targets, I'll either go more aggressive or less aggressive or more granular or less granular. There is a point on diminishing returns and you will need to get sales velocity. So, but you need the data. That's the name of the game.
And then you iterate from there.
Exactly.
You ready to pivot on a dime. Um, okay, so we talked about reviews. We talked about syndicating reviews. Ford, talk to me about user-generated content and how to get that. Because that's the biggest, I mean, obviously we've got the TikTok thing going on and we've got Instagram, and I'm talking to a guy next week that does Pinterest. You thought that went away. You were wrong. But how do you get user-generated content on Walmart? How does it positively impact? Explain how it works, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the when you look at reviews, uh, review content is great. If you can add pictures and videos to that, uh, you're you're helping increase that trust, increase the engagement, and the clicks and the sales to follow from that. I think the best way to leverage that and create that on Walmart is to leverage your existing reviews that you may have uh, on your e-com site and syndicating. I mean, it's a instant uplift. If you're not doing this, you're missing out. Um, we've seen brands, one of our customers, Good State, they sell supplements. They saw in just the first 2 months of their Walmart review syndication, they saw a 30% uplift in their Walmart sales. Those are massive numbers. We had another brand of ours that's a customer of ours, Lazy One. They're an apparel uh, brand. They sell pajamas, but they saw I believe, a 64% increase in their Walmart sales in just the
From
first
user
three
generated
months.
content.
From from instantaneously adding their review pictures and videos onto Walmart, which previously weren't there before. So these are uh, oftentimes low-hanging fruit for a lot of uh, brands and sellers out there. And if you don't have that existing already, um, no better time than now to start to capture that by engaging your customers uh, and both email marketing, loyalty and rewards programs, and then of course on the automation front. And your review request and being able to incentivize those.
My brain just went to like, what would user generated content for pajamas actually look like? It's me.
hopefully a snuggled up and happy customer,
Yeah,
um,
hopefully.
you know, wearing uh, their pajamas.
I have
Maybe they're
submitted,
sleeping.
submitted one video review in my life, and it was for a handheld jackhammer I bought for this home project that I've been working on since June. And I was so impressed with this jackhammer that I made a video of how easy it was to use and put it on their listing. That was on a different marketplace though.
Why does someone need a handheld jackhammer?
Well, you can follow me on TikTok to find out.
I think I will.
Oh.
I have to now.
But I know you're about to say something else, Liz. Sorry. I just have to share this just because. Nope. My computer froze. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, you were going to share your screen and now you can't.
Because I was just perusing through Walmart and more cool call outs like the dude wipes or like Cottonelle, Scott, and Glad bags all have that kind of floating, like it almost looks like a website button, like click here to buy it, right? And they all have that. So I'm just wondering if it's like the Procter Gambles, the big guys. That would be interesting to find out if how to crack that code.
Well, it seems that there's lots and lots to learn, I think. And I think that's as Walmart Marketplace learns more and Walmart Connect learns more about what the brand community needs to be successful there and what they need to do to grow their market share. Because obviously, the more people buy on Walmart, the better Walmart does. I think they're going to innovate just like Amazon has innovated over the years. And I think the conversation we would have next year at this time will be vastly different than the conversation we had today. I think. I could be
I'll
wrong.
be I'll be in my I'll be in my flying car. There'll eventually be a Walmart in New York City. You know, the future.
Or you can just fly to New Jersey in it.
That's what I want to show you too. In the top hand corner, it says, "How do you want your items?" And it says Staten Island, and then it says nearest location, Bayonne, New Jersey. So I got to go all the way to Bayonne.
You're totally frozen.
Lovely.
Oh no, now you're unfrozen. It's okay. Well, I traditionally like to go about 50 minutes with the webinar. I think it's great that people have asked questions, but I ask you, those of you that are still in attendance, if you've got any questions, let's use the last few minutes to address those. And then this session is in fact being recorded. I must have been out of the webinar game for a long time because I used to start out by saying this webinar is being recorded because that was the main question that everybody asked, or because they wanted to leave mainly. Like, are you
Uh,
recording this? Because I'm not going to stick around.
you recorded me without my permission? I didn't know this was recorded. You have to give the prompt before. I have to be notified.
Well, there was the Zoom lady that said recording in progress.
Funny thing, you could shut that off.
Hmm.
I shut that off because it was always so distracting when I would go in. It'd be like recording in progress. Shut it off.
Hey, thanks, Colleen. What
Good
are
shout
the
out. Thanks,
Oh,
Colleen.
oh, we do have a question. What are the top reasons shoppers abandon purchases on Walmart, and what actionable changes can I make to minimize drop off and increase conversions? That's a great question. I don't have the answer to it. Does anybody?
Abandoned is going to be hard. I mean, it's probably like any other reason they abandon. We get distracted easy by some great hero images. And the best way to minimize drop off is advertising, improve. So you want to like display, remarketing, that type of opportunity. And we just lost John. I'm convinced that the best way to improve conversion rates, best way to get more people on your listing is through the hero image. And the best way to improve conversion rates is to work on those supplemental images and to make sure that your description hits all the points for somebody who is in consideration. So the unique selling proposition, to a point earlier, look at those negative reviews and talk to how your product solves those particular things. And then where Ford solution comes in is having lots of reviews with UGCs attached to it so they could see happy customers and they could see lots of different use cases. All of it. You know, it's like it's not one piece that solves these things. It's multiple pieces that are gonna help and that's the art. You need all of them together and figure out which is gonna have the impact.
That's exactly right.
Definitely.
We have one more question.
Oh,
Are there specific audience targeting techniques or ad placement optimizations unique to Walmart that differ from Amazon or other marketplaces?
great question. The homepage is unique to Walmart, which is really cool. The stock up is unique to Walmart, and I love using that feature as a way to build the average order value for products that it makes sense. You know, if you're selling milk, for lack of a better example, you're not going to want to try to sell 5 gallons of milk as a feature. And the audience targeting techniques, there is some display abilities, but keywords and they do have behaviors. So you can target people, but we always start with keywords. It's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. It's going to get us our best return on investment or ad spend. So we generally will start there and kind of um, use the data to test. And every category is different, so you definitely need to just test as they roll out new opportunities. Test it. You don't need a large budget. $10 a day for a 2 week period should be significant enough to know is the juice worth the squeeze.
That was an excellent answer. Okay, well, so if you want to get in touch with any of these smart people, we will include contact information in the replay that will be emailed to you. Thank you for coming today. We're going to do a lot more of these in the future. And thank you, Christy, for that comment. Thanks, guys.
What
And
what's going to be the next one? I want a teaser. What's the
well, it's going to be Star Wars themed.
I'm in.
All right, well, we'll see. We might let you in. I don't know. All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you
Well,
soon. Have a
thank
great
you,
Thursday.
Liz, for being an awesome moderator.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Appreciate it. Good job.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, John.